That was amazing. No, we haven't watched the bloopers. We're watching the OVAs. All right. OVA 4. Yet another man's battlefield. There is no way they can top this. Like, no fucking way. There is no way they can top that. Like, there's no way. Absolutely no way. No way. You can't top that. That was legendary. Ooh, Mustang 18 years old. Well, better not call it too soon. Was he fat when he was growing up or something?
Listen up! You're lucky I don't make you lick your boots clean! Now drop and give me 75!
Sir, yes, sir!
Hein, mein Führer!
1, 2, 3.
Look at you, you slob!
4.
Your collar's unbuttoned!
5.
Now drop and give me 150!
Sir, yes, sir! 1, 2.
If you guys ever go to prison and some guys tell you that you should do push-ups to show off how good you are, don't do it. Prisoners do that to newbies when they come in. They're like, oh yeah, you're doing good push-ups. And then as soon as you get up and your arms are weak, they beat the shit out of you to establish dominance. Don't do that. Pretend to be weak. But if someone attacks you, fight for your life. People in prison are like animals. They work on instinct. Someone attacks you, rip their fucking ears off. Well, no wonder you're fucking missing. That's not very stable.
So then, the next thing out of my pop's mouth was priceless. It is your destiny in life to earn even more medals than I did, he says.
If you earn that many, then you'll be a general.
I know!
Whoa, you all right?
Oh, man.
Just like a true general. You okay? Sorry about that.
An Ishvalin, huh?
Oh yeah, nice to see that racism is alive and well in Nazi Germany. How would we live without it?
I take back that apology.
He got his dirty desert stink on my shirt.
Ugh, disgusting, dirty-ish fallen stink.
Sorry, I was just imagining impaling them on a pike.
What's a filthy Ishvalin doing?
Why do I have a sudden urge to break that guy's glasses so the glass goes into his eyes, and while he's screaming, grab him by the neck and then drag his face across the walls, and then start kicking the living shit out of him repeatedly?
Come on, why are we wasting our time on this trash?
Really?
Yeah.
What cowards.
You all right? That was pretty messed up.
Always is. Thank you.
See, I know how the whole bullying dynamic works, because I understand it in hindsight and I've been on the receiving end, which is why I try to keep my impulses reserved to bad people. They get a valuable lesson out of it. Very valuable. And I've also learnt one very important lesson. When you attack a leader of a pack, the little ones rarely get involved. They're too scared. Just go straight for the leader. Just go straight for him. They rarely expect it, and they're not very used to it. Just get right on them. Just go all in like an animal. Just tear into them. Do what you have to do. Bite, claw, kick, whatever you need to do. Just get right into them. The other ones won't go in. They're too afraid. Oh, watch. Someone's gonna take it.
Sorry, pal. Spinach quiche is my favorite. Just can't resist it, you know?
Wow. Suddenly, I don't feel so bad that you died.
What?
So, he's one of them.
You would think the fact that he has glasses alone would be enough to discount him from the military. In the end of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Roy Mustang became Roy Mustache. Take it from me, someone who got bullied, go for the head and the group and punch them in the nose and the others run away and you become the talk of the school for 3 days. Well, punching the nose is good because it makes their eyes water and then they instinctively lift up their arms because of the pain, opening up their entire body and balls if you want to go there. The problem with fighting the bullies is there are usually many more of them, and one of you, and they have more witnesses. Oh, that's fine. Man, I was getting picked on in high school by a kid in 12th grade when I was in 10th grade. I basically went to the bathroom and there used to be this like rail gate in the bathroom and the bullies outside literally closed the gate. So there was no way for me to leave. And like the head bully was basically there. He wanted to beat the shit out of me. When I realized I was trapped, I just snapped. But the other bullies didn't actually realize that I was beating up their friend. And then by beating him up, I literally got him to the ground and I threw him into the urinal, which was this long 2-meter long metal wall with a little casing. Like it was literally the urinal and it was flooded so he couldn't actually flush. And so when he got thrown into it, he tried to get out and I ended up kicking him in the gut and kicking him in. So I just kept kicking him right back into the urinal. By the end, he was like bruised up, but his whole white uniform shirt was drenched in piss. And from the fight, my knuckles were absolutely destroyed, bleeding. There was like blood all over the floor, but it was literally from my knuckles. And our coordinator ended up coming, finding out what happened. And the kid that was bullying me was actually the son of a teacher. Anyway, and my my grade coordinator there, he ended up becoming a priest later. He basically knew what type of person I was. Like, I don't like hurting anyone and I'm a gentle giant, but like, at that time I was very impulsive. I could snap. And so he pretty much vouched for me. It was kind of like, look, he's not the type of person to hurt anyone. And the fact that this kid is 2 years older than him, like I was 15, this kid was like 18. So the fact that he was 2 years older, he had weight on me, he had height on me, and then I couldn't get out was a little bit sus on its own, And the kid obviously, like, he couldn't really deny it. He was a little bit of a bully and everyone knew about it, but he never did anything bad enough to, get in trouble because, his mum was a teacher. But the fact that someone actually stood up to him and beat the living shit out of him was amazing. And so the next day, like, his friends literally pinned me up to a wall. And I was walking out of class and this other kid pinned me up to a wall and another kid was standing right next to him. He's like, oh, you beat him up and we're going to beat you up. And I basically just looked at him dead in the eye and I said, if you're going to beat me up, you better make sure to kill me because if you don't, I will kill you and everyone you love. And he looked at me, he's like, is that a threat? I'm like, no, that's a promise. And I know for a fact that your sister's in the 7th grade. And so literally, like, at that time, I'll tell you what, like, you put me in a corner and something will just come out of me that you do not want to deal with. And he literally he was frozen. Like, he had me pinned, right? His hand was like this and I was pinned. And when he was frozen, I just literally went like this and walked away. They did not fuck with me after that. After that, there were all these rumors going around that I was possessed, that I was evil, that I was like, all this shit. And I basically didn't care. I just went along with it. I was kind of like, oh, you think I'm evil? Fine, then you won't fuck with me after that, Like, oh, you think that I'm evil and possessed? Like, great. Well, don't pick on the possessed kid then, because he might crucify you or something, And being in a Christian school, anyone that wants to fuck with you would literally back the fuck off, Because no one wants to deal with the insane person. So I learned very quickly how to keep bullies out of your area. Just make it not worth it. Just make it... Bullies go for easy targets. They go for easy targets because they're cowards. So if you are not an easy target, they don't want to go anywhere near you. They don't want anything to do with the crazy kid. Same thing in prison. No one wants to fuck with the guy that does not care and has nothing to lose. No one wants to fuck with the guy that might go nuts and beat his head in with a stool or, fork his eyes out with a spoon. No one wants to fuck with that guy. No one. You just want to steer clear of that motherfucker. He's a crazy motherfucker. No one wants to deal with him. Just keep away from him. You never know what he might do. Reminds me of the thing I saw in SNL where this 10th grader was bullied by first graders. I don't really watch it, but okay. I was bullied for years. I was a younger girl. The bullies were 5 boys. If I tried to fight back, they just grabbed me. Almost threw me down the stairs once. See, this is why Vlad the Impaler impaled people. 5 guys picking on a girl? Really? Really? Wow. That's next level special. There's 5 guys picking on a guy, but 5 guys picking on a girl? Wow, that's special. It takes a really, really small dick to have you pick on a girl. Like, my God. Oh man, that rubs me off the wrong way. I just want to grab their face and just drag it across the pavement. Those rocky little pavements, not the smooth pavement, but the rocky pavement with the little jagged edges. That type of fucking pavement. Most people have a fight or flight, but you just have fight. I used to be the runt of the litter, but I learned, and I told you guys the story of I think it was 2nd or 3rd grade. When I came to Australia, this was after I came first to Australia, and it was because, Yugoslavia was getting bombed. And I was in a very rough neighborhood, like fucking very rough. And unfortunately for me, in this neighborhood, it was predominantly non-European and non-white kids. And I'm going to say this delicately, but, it is what it is. You had a bunch of kids, I don't know if they were Assyrian or, there was something. But they absolutely fucking hated me. And then you had the other side of the spectrum where you had a bunch of Lebanese guys. So in high schools in these areas, they literally form gangs. They literally form criminal gangs in high schools. And this was in primary school, which is the equivalent of grade school. And I was like 7 or 8, right? And these kids were like 10, 11, the final 1 or 2 years before high school. So at that time, growth spurs are a thing. So I was a kid that doesn't speak English, that doesn't have friends. Like, I was an easy target. I was a fucking easy target. And so I would get picked on pretty much every day, recess and lunch, to the point that I didn't even want to go to recess and lunch anymore. At some point, I was literally put on detention 24/7 to keep me safe, because let's face it, the teachers were just as racist as the young kids. But whatever. And I recall literally one time I was literally running. I think it was at the end of school or at the end of lunch or something. I was running, and they were performing construction at the school. There was like this demountable area, which are these portable, like they're literally containers which they drop and they turn into a classroom, because it was such a poor area too, and you were not allowed to go there. But I was trying to run away from these kids, and I thought by running in that area they wouldn't follow me. Anyway, they followed me. And what they literally do when they're building these stuff, they have these long iron rods in the ground where they literally use them as points where they put bricks and stuff, because, the bricks have holes. And if you have the iron rod and you lay the bricks, you get the thing. Anyway, I was being chased. I don't remember how many kids it was. And I ended up literally picking up one of these iron rods. And as this kid was coming, I literally swang it, and it hit the kid, and he just fucking went down. He literally went down. And, the other kids dispersed, and you know, fucking ambulance and police and all that shit. And of course I wasn't fucking charged. I was a kid being bullied and all that. And of course my father, as horrible as he was a very scary guy that was very capable in his own way. And so I ended up moving schools. But up until that point, my natural reaction was to run. And after that happened, something inside me learnt very quickly that you can run as much as you want, but that's not going to stop it from happening again. And so when I got picked on at the new school, I was in 4th grade and they were in 6th grade and all these kids were picking on me. And these kids were going to attack me. I ended up attacking the one that was, you know, in charge of the pack and literally bringing him to the ground. And I remember when I like shoved him to the ground, I ended up landing on him and I think my knee was in his gut. So he ended up getting winded, you know, luckily because I didn't know how to fight. So I got very lucky with that. And when he was down, all the other kids just like backed off. And then instinctively, I just sort of pressed down on his chest. And so all the air in his lungs, you know, got out and he was fucked. And so I just basically looked at the kids and I was like, who's next? And they all just fucking dispersed. And after that, they didn't fuck with me in that school because, you know, this kid single-handedly took out this fucker and all the other guys dispersed, so they didn't want to fuck with me. And so after that, I learned very quickly that bullies are just going to keep coming at you, so you just got to come back. You got to throw everything you have. And even if you lose the fight, they're not going to fuck with you next time because they know it's not worth it. They're cowards. They're cowards. And this was prior to any, you know, martial arts training or anything. My biggest fear when I started doing martial arts training was actually hurting people. Yeah. I couldn't actually hurt anyone. It took me 2 to 3 years to actually throw a punch at someone in martial arts training. Even in sparring, I couldn't do it. I was too afraid I might hurt them. It took me 2 to 3 years to actually make contact with someone in sparring. I couldn't do it. I was that afraid of accidentally hurting someone. Mind you, the people I was sparring with were fucking black belts that I could probably try to hit as hard as I could, and I couldn't dent them. But I was that afraid of hurting someone else that I couldn't hit them. That's the type of disposition I was in. Though if you put me in a corner, I will go right through you. So I had to get over that. So what I do now, whenever I see someone new to martial arts, because, you know, there's a certain type of person that starts learning martial arts at a young age, and it's very rarely the bad type. It's usually the type of kids that get bullied. And so what I basically do as soon as sparring starts is I let them hit me. And very few of them want to, but I sort of push them and I make them hit me. And then after they hit me, they realize very quickly that they can't hurt me. And then from there, we can build on the whole how to hit people. But I try to make it my mission the first time I spar someone to get that fear of hitting someone out of them. Because that's going to skip 2-3 years of training right there. Because that's what held me back for so long. That fear of hurting someone else. And so I do that. So that's my little thing. All right, back to the comments. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, We Are Lazy, for gifting. Thank you. Sorry, I was too into my own story. I didn't say thank you to you right away. I was bullied. Yeah, I read that. It's weird how different your lives are different compared to my school life with the least drama. Oh man, some people have had it worse than me. Let me tell you that. Sure, I gave a few bruises, but they just kept on laughing. Yeah, people are dicks. I hate people. Most people have fight or flight. You just have fight. Just imagine your necessary evil. I don't think it's necessary evil. I think it's just human. My dark side is a byproduct of the environment I grew up in. What does that say about the world? If you don't like the symptom of the environment, pretty sure the environment's the problem. What we need to teach people is don't just protect yourselves, protect each other. I think that would be really good, because the biggest problem we have in society is people aren't interested in helping other people unless it involves them personally. By which time it's already too late because, you know, divide and conquer strategy. Wow, all I want was a punch a bully in the nose, and even the teachers knew I wouldn't get violent without a reason. But damn, Kuma, you know how to make threats. The most dangerous animal is the one cornered. Never corner an animal. Picking on girls is so macho. Yeah. Younger girls. In a pack of 5. I know, right? So macho. It is good that my kind of bullying is being teased and fighting. I mean, I'd say being teased is a lot better than being beaten up. And I say this from experience. But I do know there are long-term repercussions of psychological bullying as well. And it can be just as bad. And then sometimes at some point, being physically picked on is less painful than psychological scars. Because being physically picked on can leave you... You can recover from that. You know? You like... The bruises go away, right? The cuts and scratches go away and your pain threshold goes through the roof. Like, my pain threshold... You can't get me to the amount of pain that makes me squeal. Like, you just can't. I've even been operated on without anesthesia. So the amount of pain a human can do in a fight isn't enough to make me give up. Like, I've been beaten on by, world-class fighters, and that pain wasn't enough to make me quit. Until they literally disabled me by collapsing my lungs and taking my kidneys out, at which point I was incapacitated, but I would have fought if I was able to. But, you get my point. At least if you're being attacked, you can punch back. Oh yeah, just fight back. You're less likely to get injured. Yo, from Seattle, all that happened to me is that the teachers would ignore the bullying that happened to me, but the second I got violent and threw punches, then the teachers decided to do something. Yeah, funny how that is. But thankfully, most of my class knew I was getting bullied and vouched for it, and even my parents told the teachers that one day I would get violent one day if they didn't stop me getting bullied. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm going to teach my kids basic self-defense. I'm going to teach them basic self-defense. And if your kid is stupid enough to pick on my kid, and your kid ends up accidentally slipping and breaking their jaw, shit happens. I know people get used to being hit by a ball. For me, I was walking the playground and my head got hit by a soccer ball and just continued walking, which just got my way. And sometimes I say it's okay from being hit by the ball. As long as it's not intentional. I mean, if you're walking by a soccer field and a ball hits you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to get hit, but it's like, shit, are you okay? Like, you know what I mean? If it's not malicious, that type of shit happens. Like, I don't want it to happen, but it happens, like, keep your eye on the ball, you know what I mean? So Kuma is chaotic good. Hey, I never said anything about good. Being macho, picking on girls means they've got manhood issues on their lower halves. Yeah. Well, if a guy's picking on a little girl, then I have every right to pick on that guy. I mean, it's only fair, right? The muscle mass and size and age difference, right? It's only fair, isn't it? Don't you think so? Hello, everyone. Did I miss ReZero? No, you did not. No, good. Still to see ReZero later. Nope, we're watching the OVA. Yes, we're watching the OVA where this guy was being an asshole. Seriously, does the military even allow people to wear glasses? I thought they don't. I thought I even think contacts might be an issue. Because what happens if they fall out during combat? What are you going to do? Just put them back in? You know what I mean? I don't know what the go is on the regulation. At least he's shooting somewhat better than the other guys that had their legs straight. But this would be havoc for your penis. You'd have to have at least one leg arched. Well, I guess if you don't have any balls, you're perfectly fine. Which is probably the case.
Time to eat.
What?
Sorry, pal. Just can't resist it,
I mean, that doesn't mean as much when there's more pies in there, but I guess you were just waiting for your chance.
Spinach quiche is my favorite.
But it doesn't have the same effect! Like... He's still gonna get his pie! He's still gonna get his pie. You should have at least slept with his mother or something to get even. Or at the very least his sister, if she's of age. And legal, you know? Like, why not? That's one way to get back at a bully. You know, there was this bully that actually went out and slept with the mothers of all his bullies in school. I say respect. He is a man of focus, commitment, sheer fucking will. He went out and slept with the mothers of his bullies. He established dominance. I mean, I always say pee on their leg, right? But this kid just went out and fucked their moms. Or the mom fucked the kid, whatever. But you get my point. Way to go and establish dominance. Damn! Would you have the will to do that? No, because their mothers were ugly. Which explains why they were such ugly motherfuckers. That was one of my insults in high school. They were like, your mom. And I'm like, ew. She was like 50 at the time. It's like, you would fuck a 50-year-old? I mean, yeah, you and your mommy issues, you go for ugly women. But they had siblings, so I was like, but I wouldn't mind fucking your sister. I literally said that, and the kid tried to beat the shit out of me, and ended up moving backwards, and he ended up tripping over the chair, and he fell down, and he got really angry, and... I could always lure them into that sort of shit. What idiots.
Sorry, pal. Just can't resist it, you know? Spinach
Good
quiche
times.
is my favorite.
Good times. You know, in hindsight, I'm actually thankful that I was bullied. Because now I can stand up to anything. I can stand up to anything. I've gone through that shit. In hindsight. Horrible at the time, though. I wouldn't want to go through it again. Hell, if I was, forced to go through all that shit again in my childhood, I'd probably just kill myself to spare myself the grief because it was absolute hell. But in hindsight, it literally... You could drop me in the middle of a war zone now and I would probably do my best to find a way out of there. I would probably die trying, but I would at least try. Whereas if you took the me that existed like 10 years ago, I'd just cower in a corner and probably cry my eyes out thinking, why me, God help me. Now I just be like going, that's not how God works. You get yourself out of there and then you beg for forgiveness. It's an interesting realization. It's, life's a thing. I don't understand how having sex with a guy's mother or sister somehow means anything. It doesn't. It's just the fact that he has an emotional attachment to them, and he's real gooey and weak on the inside, so you gotta poke him where it hurts. Like, remember that time that girl that I said that you remember how all those guys were going like, oh, which girl do you like? And I ended up liking the girl that wasn't the girl that everyone else liked, and the girl that I said I liked ended up insulting me in front of everyone, saying that she would never go out with me because I was fat and I had boobs. And then I went back and I said, well, at least my boobs are bigger than yours. And then, she ended up getting fucked mentally for the next 6 years. And as soon as she hit 18, she got breast implants. Gotta hit them where it hurts. Everyone's got that little soft spot. You just gotta know where to press it and really twist it. Everyone's got that little spot. All you gotta do is find it. That's where you go to get them. That's where it really hurts.
Look at those two freaks up there! Mage Hughes!
The object is victory, so focus on it and not the campaign.
Excellent! Now then, tell me what that means, Frederick! I'm not sure, sir. Then you're a dead man!
Wait, focus on victory and not the campaign? What are you talking about? What's the point of winning the battle if you lose the war? What?
Mustang, you tell me!
The battle changes. You cannot cling to an initial plan of attack. Your strategy must adapt to counter your enemies.
Excellent!
Oh, so that's what you meant by it.
Next!
The sun and the moon descend in order to rise. The four seasons pass away to return anew.
Are they quoting Art of War? Oh yeah, they do teach that in the Officers Academy.
What's with those guys? I mean, it's like they can't stop competing.
The thing is, you're never supposed to pull and then let go and pull and let go. What you're supposed to do is get it in and then slowly pull it. But you don't actually pull with your finger. You actually tense the whole hand. That actually stops it from waving left and right. That's how you do it properly. You just gently close your hand. There's this very fine point where if you pull a little bit more, the trigger will hit. You need to find that point and literally keep your finger on it. That's how you reduce recoil. You don't just keep doing this every time. You're going to fucking shoot randomly. You got to find that little sweet spot and you got to know where it is. You got to feel it. You got to feel it. Like, a gun is very much like making love to a woman. You got to feel it. You got to feel it.
I noticed.
See what he's doing? His finger's not leaving the trigger. See how it's not leaving the trigger? That's beautiful. Yeah, see? It's not leaving. What if I've done neither? You know, there is a state in the US where it is actually illegal to discharge a firearm while having sex. Because people were literally getting guns and, you know, shooting them while they were orgasming. Can you believe that in the US that it became such a problem? Like, imagine the next door neighbors, you just hear gunfire. It's like, there they are again, having sex. Those children. Naughty, naughty. By the way, the answer to your question is yes, the military allows you to wear glasses. We can't wear contacts in basic training due to germs and bacteria. Makes sense. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
You sure think pretty highly of yourself, don't you?
Yeah, really.
And what makes you think you belong here with us?
Enough!
You know what pisses me off? I think these are the guys that actually become commanders in the military later on in the show. I recognize this guy partially. I think he might actually become the bald guy.
Who the hell is this guy?
I know him. Roy Mustang. He's a year below us.
There's no point to this. Just think about it. Ishbal's a part of Amestris now, so he's a citizen, understand? He has the exact same rights that anyone else in
You
this-
left out their inferiority. That's why they got taken over.
Really? The inferiority complex. Coming from the little cuck walking in his daddy's shadow that has never had to do anything for himself. And you're the one talking about inferiority? What are you, looking at a mirror? Oh, really? You're surprised that someone's standing up at you? Oh, really? You're backing up. Wow, what a coward. Good to know that a sheep will be leading wolves into battle. No wonder you lost the two fronts during the German War.
Don't accept this.
Let me guess, you're about to attack him while he's kneeling over and his back is turned.
You're gonna smell like an Ishbalin now.
Damn, he stinks.
Okay, that's actually more pathetic than actually hitting him. The fact that you're using words. Seriously, is this a military? Is this a goddamn military? And how short are these ties? Aren't they supposed to be up to here? Do you boys not even know how to tie a tie? Did your daddies not spend any time with you? Oh, right, that explains why you're such mama boys. Attaboy.
Bastard! You don't even touch an upperclassman!
Really? Rank! It's all about rank! Wow! Good to know you guys know how it works. Good boy. When someone tackles you like that, you have two options. One, if you have balance, use your knee to kick him in the gut. If you don't have balance, use your elbow to hit the back of their spine. Hard. Yeah, good enough.
All right, Mustang, back down!
Really? You pull a gun on him? The guy getting held? You pull a goddamn gun on the guy getting held and beat by 6 guys. Really? You pull a gun on him? Wow! You lost what little respect I had for you.
Mace?
What's with the gun, Hughes? I'd like the seniors to keep quiet, please. I would prefer to handle this one on my own.
See, there's only one problem with the way you're holding your gun. You're holding it incorrectly. You are holding it the Western I'm an action movie hero that doesn't know how to use a firearm way. You don't hold it like that. You hold it like that. It's called a cup hold. It helps you stabilize the weapon. That does not help you stabilize the weapon because your right hand and left hand are moving into different directions. But what would I know about firearms? I've just been using them since I was a kid.
All right, Mustang, you and the Ishvalan step this way.
If you're not helping them right now, I'm going to be pissed. Also, the way you're standing is very bad. All the balance is in the center. If someone pushes you a little bit, you'll topple over like the Twin Towers. Really? You got your finger on the trigger? Really? I'm sorry, but you should never be pointing a live firearm with your finger on the trigger at anybody unless you intend to actually shoot and kill them. Are you fucking insane?
Whoa! What are you doing, Hughes? We're your friends.
You think so? You think that I'm friends with cruel bullies?
I hate people like you!
The object is victory.
Focus on it. You haven't told us your name yet.
Heathcliff. Heathcliff Arp.
Yeah, you kind of look like a Heathcliff. So, Heathcliff, what drove you to sign up for the Academy anyway?
For the sake of my fellow Ishvalans, I hope to climb the ranks and someday abolish discrimination within the military.
And what made you enroll, Golden Boy?
Look at Amestris. We're surrounded by other superpowers. I intend on doing everything I can to defend this nation.
Take it from someone that's dug a lot of holes. Use the momentum of your body instead of your upper arms to actually do that. Use the whole body to do it. You know what I mean? The shovel literally does the work itself, especially if you're breaking the ground. Use the weight of your foot to do it. You don't want to use your arms. You'll tire out too quickly.
Even if that means dying by the wayside to do it.
Well, then that's where the two of us differ. I can do without the dying part.
That's funny.
I'll live off of weeds if I have to.
Oh yeah? Then why'd you even bother enrolling?
You've got dreams of protecting the country. But I want to protect the woman I love.
Eh?
Oh, she must be one hell of a girl.
Yeah, she will be. I just haven't exactly met her yet.
What? Oh god, the irony. The fucking irony. Wow. Could you imagine them writing that scene? That is dark. That is dark. That is fucking dark. 1908. The Ishval in the War of... Ooh, shit. This is about to get... Oh yeah, this is shortly after their graduation. So what, they had Ishvalan soldiers actually... Ooh. That would have been fucked.
What's the status?
What are you doing looking there? Are you nuts?
The rooftop of the building facing us. They've got at least 2 snipers. We can't risk charging them. We just don't have enough men for it.
Understood. Well, let's go.
Sir!
Damn, that would be effective as fuck. Alchemists are goddamn weapons walking. They're like walking battalions, really. The amount of people they could take out single-handedly is insane. And look at him, he hasn't slept in God knows how long. Oh shit! That's fucked. That's him. Oh god. He's gonna end up getting shot by someone else, isn't she? He's in here. Fucking Hawkeye's gonna take him out.
Roy Mustang. How could you?
Well, welcome to war.
Hang on, Roy!
Welcome to war, kids. Friend and foes. The line gets really blurry. Oh! Oh! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! This is the type of shit that makes people believe in God right here. This shit right here. If that happened to you, chances are you'd believe you have a goddamn guardian angel on your shoulder. Fuck.
All right, Major. It's time to get to work. And there's plenty of it. We've been assigned the mission of eradicating Sector 27. As always, I am counting on you.
It's called survivor's guilt. Why him? Why me? Where did we go wrong? Is what I'm doing right?
You're a slave driver, Hughes.
I'm just following orders. Don't you want to get a promotion?
That's the thing in war. Following orders. You guys remember that experiment where they had this speaker and they basically said every time you press this button, you're going to zap the other person. And they basically tell you to keep zapping them and increasing the voltage. And the person on the other side is saying, please stop, it hurts, I can't take it anymore. And the guy says, oh, it's okay to increase the voltage. Most people, 70-80% of people, continue to increase the voltage and keep zapping the other person despite them screaming and begging them to stop. Why? Oh, because I was told to. And people wonder how atrocities happen. Really? Really? Oh, but I was just following orders. I didn't ask questions. Everyone was doing it. Everyone was putting the women and children on train carriages. Everyone was saluting. Everyone was picking on the little kid. It's what everyone else was doing. Humanity disgusts me sometimes. Well, that's basically like a machine and not thinking about the other person with compassion. Well, it's about the lack of empathy. People follow the herd like sheep. Because no one wants to be the odd one out. It's disgusting. Yes, we are a civilized species. Oh yeah, sure you fucking are. You discount your own beliefs and your thoughts in exchange for what other people tell you to do. That's real fucking civilized.
Tell me something. Why are my orders to kill the people of my own country?
I told you. The Ishvalans pose a threat to our security.
Yeah, because there's WMDs. Oh, it turns out that those weren't WMDs? Don't worry about that. Just protect the oil fields.
We have no choice but to purge them. And
Oh, what? We left weapons during the last war? Don't worry about that. Just deliver the gas to Saddam, which he's going to use on the Kurds. Oh, he's using them on children? Don't worry about that. Just secure the gas fields.
that's from Central.
To purge them, huh? Such a vague, innocuous word. Political code for ruthless slaughter.
Oh, why are people sitting in cages? Don't worry about that. They're illegal aliens, buddy. Just keep putting them in cages. Why is there's 20 people in a 5x2 meter box that's hot in the middle of summer with no food and there's disease? Don't worry about that. Don't get me started.
Oh, and speaking of Central, Gracia sent me a letter and a picture. Here, I'll show you. It's kind of shocking how much she loves me. Man, talk about an amazing woman. As soon as we're out of this hellhole, I'm gonna ask her to become my wife. And don't think that you're gonna skip out on the ceremony.
Can you really hold the woman you love with your blood-stained hands?
There's one thing I've learned in combat. Raising a family with the woman you love may be a universal right, but you have to earn that love first. Understand? And I will do anything it takes to be the man she loves. I'll survive this war.
See, that's what's important. People need a reason to survive. A lot of people just literally get lost in war. And the dangerous part is that when they survive war, they're still at war. They haven't left the battlefield. And all they want is to return. But what they're really looking for is a place to die because they have nothing to live for. That's the true tragedy of war. It takes everything from you. Everything. Absolutely everything. You think it's a simple, I go on, I come off. No. It's not. Ask anyone that's seen combat. It stays.
And when I return home, I will swallow every horrible thing I've done here. And I will smile when I'm with her. I swear on my life, I will make her happy. We don't have time for this kind of crap. We've got work to do. Let's get moving.
Just give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds, but that's it. That's 30 seconds. Come on. On your feet, Flame Alchemist.
That was 60.
We've got work.
Yeah, let's go. It's time for war.
Everyone's got one of those Well, a lot of people do. Those triggers that gets you, they call it in the zone or putting your war face on or whatever. Everyone's got a different one. For some people, it's putting on the uniform. For other people, it's tying their belt. For some people, it's putting on their watch or tying their tie, or when they feel the feeling and the sensation of the mat when they walk onto the stage or something like that. Everyone's got a different one of these triggers. And you're really going to learn how to put it on, because there's no chance in hell you're going to keep your sanity if you go into war as a human. Well, you can, but you won't survive for very long. It's, yeah, the problem is when you wear that mask for too long and whatever's underneath just ceases to disappear. That's the true horror of war. It's what survives. And it isn't fucking pretty.
I never thought I'd see you again, Mom.
I can't believe how much you've grown since I left.
She said in her letter that she was going to pick me up from the train station.
Maze!
Gracia!
Gracia!
Maze!
I will swallow every horrible thing I've done here. And I will smile when I'm with her.
Hughes, you're a strong man. A much stronger man than I'll ever be.
I need to find the bloopers. Yeah. War is hell. I don't like the fact that there's politicians in the world making the decision to go to war that haven't even served any time in the military, much less active combat. It's very easy for people sitting in bunkers and the security and safety of palaces to send young men to die and destroy entire families, nations, neighborhoods. For what? A fucking ideological difference or a different interpretation as to an old manuscript that's interpreted as a religion? Really? Really? That's what you're killing people for? Really? I don't know about you, but if there was a god, I'd be pretty sure he'd be pissed about it. Sorry, I forgot the part in the religious scriptures where it says, slaughter the women and children on the other side of the fence. I must have missed that lesson in religion school. I must have missed the part where it says, bathe in the blood of your enemies and riddle your garden with their corpses and use them as fertilizer. I must have missed that part somewhere. Must have been that time I was away. War disgusts me. It disgusts me. What disgusts me even more is that people believe it's a good idea. I firmly believe if a politician wants to engage in war, he should be bound to challenging the other leader of the country or the other general of the country to mortal combat. Let's fucking settle our differences that way. Two guys can fight to the death. Oh wait, the two of them don't want to fight to the death? Well, I guess there's no fucking war then, is there? It's very easy to call shots when you lose nothing. It's a real delicate point for me. It's a real delicate point for me. It's a real delicate point. I think someone linked it in the reaction request thread. We need to find the bloopers.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun sized, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.